Traders from all over the world, welcome back to the PJ Trades review series. Today is Friday, November 7th, and we are coming off the biggest trade of the month. And we're going to break down why we took it. I'm going to break down just the entire trade like I always do here on the trading channel. Today's video is sponsored by Funded Next Futures. If you guys are looking for some of the best futures accounts in the industry right now, Funded Next has come into the futures industry over from Forex. And they have basically given out some fantastic accounts. My favorite account being the legacy accounts. The rapid accounts are also very attractive as well. If you guys are interested, use code PJ. You will get the max discount possible. Even if there's not a code, you'll get a discount with code PJ on Funded Next. With that being said, let's get into today's trade review presented by Tostitos, the chip company. Today, we were looking for shorts. Here's the trade setup of the morning that ends up running 205 points. And I'm going to break down exactly why we took the trade and why you guys should have been looking for shorts here today. And honestly, it's not that difficult to read. If I just delete price real quickly here and we kind of just look at this thing on a 15-minute time frame, this entire week, the market has been making new lower lows and failing to make any new higher highs. So you got to look at the trend, guys. It's always going to be your friend, right? Look at this. New lower low, fails to make a new higher high, new lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and we're just trending lower. Now, when the market puts in this beautiful displacement leg on Friday, it leaves behind a 15-minute fair value gap up here. Now, these gaps are just my favorite gaps to trade out of. This is the first presented 15-minute fair value gap on the 9:30 open. And if you can be patient enough to just wait for that area to trade out of it on a continuation, you're going to make a lot of money. So this puts in a 15-minute fair value gap. Now, the patience happens when the market is displacing, right? And this is where rookie traders just get absolutely torched. They're like, they need to get in on the trend somehow here, and they're trying to short down here. Well, what do we know about downward trends? At some point, it's going to pop back up into some kind of imbalance and then look for lower. So the market retraces up towards the 15-minute gap, but this is the educational part of this video, guys. I have taught this before on the channel, completely free. I back tested it in my own experience. When you guys are in a trending market, you want to look for SMTs between higher time frame PD arrays. This is something that I have taught on my own. I haven't seen anybody really talk about this, where the market will retrace to a higher time frame PD array on one of the indices, tap it, and the other indice will not tap it, thus creating a confluence or an SMT that we're ready to now reverse on the overall trend to the downside, right? Continuation. So here's what happens today, and here's what we notice. The market comes up right below the 15-minute fair value gap. Now look at this here, right below the 15-minute fair value gap. It doesn't actually fill it, okay? If we actually bring this down to the 1 minute, you can see here that the market actually does not fill that 15-minute gap by like a hair, by a tick. But if we hop on and look at ES, we get the fill out of the 15-minute gap, right? That is a beautiful bearish SMT inside of a PD array. Super sauce stuff I'm giving you here, guys. I've tested this myself. I've used it, and I've made a lot of money off of it, just like we did today. So 15-minute fair value gap gets tagged over on ES. NQ fails to tag that 15-minute fair value gap. And now it's all about just looking for a reaction of the zone and trying to find a trade set up. So with that confluence in mind, right, we have to now also remember that we have liquidity resting below us still, right? We have a beautiful draw on liquidity, being we can use this external low for draw number one, okay? Then we have sell side down here at 808, 806 area, which is an old 1 hour sell side liquidity point, which is right here from Wednesday, October 22nd. So we have draws on liquidity lower. That's the key too, guys. If I don't have these blue lines here, if I don't have these draws, this trade doesn't really make sense. The draw on liquidity is always going to be king. And in this example, we've got lower. We have orders resting lower, okay? So we are looking for an opportunity to short into these lows, right? So the market pulls back into that 15-minute FVG. You start to get a really nice kind of, you're seeing a slowdown. And if you're watching this live, it's hard to show you guys on replay bar. But if you're watching this live, you can tell that the bulls are limited here. You can just see it in the candle closures. Gaines is calling out, in my headset the entire time. He's watching over the book map, seeing how candles are reacting here. And he's seeing the same thing. It's like, it's looking like there's a lot of selling pressure in the zone and they don't want to send it any higher. So we take an entry on a 30-second inverted gap. 25.010 is the short position. 25.010. So we're taking up a short position right here. And I'm running the stops right above the equal highs here. I'm running the stops right above the equal highs. Now, the reason I'm running those stops above the equal highs is if I am trusting in my 15-minute SMT model, right? That bearish model where ES is going to fill the gap. Okay, and NQ is not going to fill the gap. That should be the protected stop here. Okay, so we run about a 35-point stop. We take this little 30-second inverse right here, little 30-second inverse in here, and I believe my entry is actually a tiny bit higher. Yeah, it's a little bit higher here, and then we take a short based on these principles, and then we let the market do its thing. We let the market just do its thing, and this market ends up giving us a full 200-point delivery. Now, full disclosure here, I only end up getting 51 points out of this trade. Okay, I get 51 points out of this trade from here to right around here. Well, I went break even and I scaled here. Okay, I break even and I scaled here. The reason being is there was a really strong 1 minute and 2 minute gap here that the market could easily bounce from after we put in this V-shaped recovery. So I was a little weary. And I'm totally fine with taking the trade off here and taking 51 points on 4 accounts. That's a $6,000 day for me. The read ends up being beautiful. The market takes full all the way down to the externals. And then it even goes down to the final draw at 8:06. And the Discord server ends up catching, I think a lot of the guys in the Discord server ends up catching 200 points, 200-point day. So the read was beautiful. The SMT was beautiful. Unfortunate break even back up into here. Really unfortunate break even. But again, 51 points on a Friday when I'm already up 76 points on the week. I'm undefeated. 51 points is plenty of money. I'm up 20K on the week just on 3 trades. So would have been like a 40K week if I didn't get that last break even out, but I was happy to get the scale and take the 51 points for a $6,000 day. Today, guys, I'm telling you, look into these PDRA SMTs. NQ fails to take it. NQ comes up and sweeps it, showing us a very strong PDRA SMT. We get a nice rejection. We get a little inversion play. We set our risk right above those relative equal highs, and the market does the rest for a fantastic end to our week. So guys, let me know in the comments if you're able to locate this SMT. Let me know if you took this trade too. I'm interested to see if you guys actually executed this trade on your own free will, just from learning here on the channel and me actually talking about PDRA SMTs, or you saw a different confluence. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you saw, how you traded it today, and I will try to do my best to respond to some comments. Have a great weekend, guys. Stay blessed and learn your PDRA SMTs. I'll see you in the next one.